Hello guys, Headshot here. I hope you're all doing well. This is a Battlefield 1 mouse sensitivity settings. So this is for PC gamers, it's not for console. Although some console players can benefit from the whole idea that I'm going to share with you. Not the settings actually, but the way that I'm thinking from my sensitivity. Now, first of all, I want to share with you my settings, which are not supposed to be good for you. What is good for me is not actually good for everyone. Everyone has a different grip style for the mouse. Everyone has different hand movements and all this stuff going on. What is, in my opinion, the best sensitivity for you to find out will be a little later in the video. So let's see my settings first. Now, first of all, my soldier mouse sensitivity is currently at 12. You should know that I've played with 10, 20, with 30, even with 50 mouse sensitivity, and I was doing pretty good in all those sensitivities. Although it was not with the palm or the claw grip style. Okay, that was the higher sensitivities. I mean, is when I used to play with a fingertip grip on the mouse. So now I'm using the SteelSeries Rival 300, which is, if you know, a very big mouse. I'm a big guy and have big hands, so that actually suits me for palm gripping. And yes, these settings that I have now is very good for palm grippers, because when you use the palm grip, the most aim movements that your hand is doing, I mean the quick movements and the flicks and all this stuff, is coming from the wrist, not the arm itself. So that's a very good settings, in my opinion, for palm and maybe claw grippers. Now the DPI that I'm currently using is 450 DPI. But I actually advise you to go with 400 DPI. That's a very good DPI for mouse settings for Battlefield 1. Now the advanced settings in my controls are everything is in default, everything is at 100, and what I use is the uniform soldier aiming. And I have the coefficient at 133 as it is by default there. Now, what the uniform soldier aiming does is that with every gun and every zoom you have in the ADS, you may have one with an iron sight gun, you may have a 4 scope with a marksman variant, or a 10 scope with a sniper variant. Okay, now you better leave the coefficient to 133 as it is by default, but if you want to know what this does and you want to tweak it, go on. You might find actually a better coefficient for you. Now what it does is that the higher it is, the most sensitive a gun will be with a higher scope. So you will be at sensitivity A with the 1.0 zoom gun, and with a 4 zoom gun the sensitivity will be higher, which is actually what you want, because you don't want to be slow with a 8 zoom sniper variant in close combat. Okay, but you better leave it to 133 and tweak the other settings I will say to you. Now, these were all the settings that I use in Battlefield 1. There is no Windows sensitivity relation, so leave in Windows whatever sensitivity you like. And now I will try to tell you what you should do to have the best sensitivity for you. So, Battlefield 1 by default has a sensitivity of 20. The most players that I have talked usually tweak this sensitivity higher. They go to 28 or 30 or 34 or I don't know, which is something you don't want. You may be worried that you will be slow, but you won't. It's the movement scan that will make you fast, okay? So don't be worried about this. Now what I suggest you to do is go to your mouse settings, give it a 400 dpi settings, and then go in Battlefield 1, start from 9% sensitivity, and play a game or 2 games or 3 games, okay? Get used to it with a 9% sensitivity, and go to the advanced tab, get everything in default, and use the uniform soldier aiming at its default value 133. Then if you find yourself that you're very slow and you can't turn to face enemies and all this stuff, you are going to increase it by 1% at a time. Don't increase it more than 1%. 10% from 12% is actually a very big difference. That's something you have to understand, okay? Now what you want to do is every time you tweak your sensitivity, is that you actually have to play a while with this sensitivity. If you're doing bad, if you're now at 30 sensitivity and you go to 10% sensitivity, you will be very slow. You will find yourself very slow, but you have to get used to it, okay? You have to get used to it before you are actually going to increase it, and always increase it by 1%. I don't recommend you to go above 16% for the sensitivity. I think you have to stick somewhere between 12 and 16%, but that's in your preference. These are the settings that will make you very stable, very precise with an assault rifle or a DMR or a sniper, and that's what you want. You want to be very precise, and you will also be quick, because when you will actually get to know with the sensitivity and you will have that muscle memory that you want to build, your wrist movements will be so fast that you will be faster. You will be aiming faster than you were if you had a higher sensitivity, because you had to make many corrections. Now these are my advice to you guys. If you want to tweak your sensitivity, if you're having problems with your sensitivity, you should probably find a very good sensitivity if you do what I say in this video. Now, if you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. And thanks for watching, guys.